Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the Committee of Borobudur International Symposium. Here I will be present our uh, research about the Stirling engine. Let me share our slideshow. And the title of our research is Biomass Fuel Stirling Engine Technology for Sustainable Electricity Generation in Remote Areas of Indonesia. My name is Teguh Supriyanto. I am from Polytechnic Negeri Banjarmasin. Background. The background of this research is the limitations of electricity supply in remote areas of Indonesia. Indonesia has so many islands and so many villages. And for the data, 4,700 villages in the most forefront and Beijing or in Indonesia is triple T, still do not have access to electricity. The recorded electrification ratio of villages connected to the PLN, Perusahaan Listrik Negara, electricity grid is only 90%. However, several provinces are still below 80%, including West Kalimantan, North Kalimantan, East Kalimantan, Central Kalimantan, Maluku, and while Papua and West Papua are still below 50%, with difficult to reach location. So this is a very rural and remote area. And we know that biomass is a clean, renewable energy source, and its initial energy comes from the sun, and biomass from plants or algae can regrow relatively quickly. So, and as the tropical countries, Indonesia have lots of biomass resources. Tree, crops, and municipal solid waste are consistently available and can be made sustainable. And this kind of crops, trees, and municipal solid waste or crop waste is very abundant in the rural areas of Indonesia. And now we're talking about the electric from biomass. Biomass can convert to electric by using gasification. This is how the biomass converting to electric by the turbine, this generator from turbine, and also it can be converted to electricity through gasification, and this is the gasification reactors to produce synthetic gas, and synthetic gas can be fuel to the internal combustion engines. And also the utilization of biomass can be done using anaerobic digestion, and waste can be converted in a process of anaerobic digestion of fermentation, and can produce the gas, and gas can be burned in the boiler so that the boiler can heating the water to produce steam, and the steam can running the turbine, so this can be generate electric. The problems from the using biomass to the gasification, the utilization of biomass requires an initial process or the pre-treatment, and the use of steam engine involves a high investment. This is and it is challenging in internal combustion engine due to the varied composition of biogas, which depend on both the type of organic material used and the condition under which biodigestion takes place. And the result from the gasification is also requires a very specific calibration to the fuel for a sustainable operation. So In this time, I will explain about the potential of the Stirling engine. What is the Stirling engine? Stirling engine is the engine that using the power from the hot side, and it is produce pressure to the engine, and the pressure can be turn the flywheel or the turning the engine, so it is can be produce the rotations. This is how the Stirling engine works. Stirling engine works is by the pistons that inside of the engine. There is two pistons. The piston is the pressure piston and power piston, and expansion cylinder is due to the hot source. So the hot source is can expand the gas in the expansion cylinder, and gas producing pressure. So the pressure is walks to the pistons, and piston moves backward, rotating the flywheel in the engine. In the comparisons to the internal combustion engine, Stirling engine offers high efficiency and less exhaust emissions. So this presence of contaminants is not a limiting factor for operation when compared with internal combustion engine. We know that internal combustion engine is very sensitive about the contaminants, and this is not occurs when we using the Stirling engine. Stirling engine, which included providing heat by burning waste, providing heat by using a gas cylinder, and many more sources, which can work with the different heat source. So the electricity generation using Stirling engines can be carried out by transforming different energy sources into heat, among which the most commonly used are solar energy, fossil fuels, and solid, liquid, or gases, or biofuels. This can convert the renewable and environmental friendly engine to the electricity. This is some of the case study that use of the Stirling engine. And yes, this kind of engine is developed by Yanmar A. Spear. The engine has a maximum power output of 949 kilowatt, work with heat source between 500 degrees and 800 degrees, and supply a three-phase AC 200 volt output in the electrical grid. Challenges and limitations. Challenges in the implementation of Stirling engines are in the comparison with traditional internal combustion engines, Stirling engine have high cost and unaffordable mass dimension parameter, as well as limited aggregate capacity. So it is different from internal combustion engine. When we use internal combustion engine, the engine is relatively small and high ratio between the output power to the dimension of the engine. Dry friction seals, regenerator piping, and heat exchangers are elements that limit the useful working period of the engine. The public lack of familiarity with Stirling engine power plants and the complete and available of maintenance are additional challenges. So, conclusions: Stirling engines have significant potential for use of power generators in remote areas, but there is a need for Stirling engine applications that are easier to maintain and use. So, the future research and additional development are crucial to producing a practical engine. So, this involves selecting suitable configurations, adopting a good working fluid, minimizing losses, and developing an efficient control system. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.